Welcome students to our chapter about editing and formatting values in Excel. Today we will learn about editing values and features like undo, redo, formatting and performing calculations all in Excel. So let's begin firstly by learning about editing values in a cell. A worksheet is made up of these small rectangles called cells. A cell is the intersection of a row and a column. Each cell has its own cell address based on its column name and row number. For example, in the given image, the address of the highlighted cell is B2, where B is the column name and 2 is the row number it's in. Editing means modifying and deleting the content in a cell, inserting new rows or columns, deleting them, or copying and moving cells in a worksheet. Let's start with modifying cell content. There are three ways to modify the content in a cell. Firstly, you can select the cell and start typing the new value. Secondly, you can modify the contents of a cell by double-clicking inside the cell. It displays the cursor inside the cell and allows you to delete and change the content. Lastly, you can also modify the contents of a cell by selecting it and then typing inside the formula bar. Let's look at the steps to change the content of a cell. Firstly, click and select the cell whose content needs to be modified. Then double-click on the cell. This will display the cursor inside it. Now use the backspace or delete key to delete the previous content and type the new content. Then press the enter key to confirm the changes. Moving on to copying or moving cells. In Excel, you can move and copy cells in a worksheet. Copying a cell means creating a copy of the selected cell that can be pasted to another location in the same worksheet or another worksheet. That is, copy and paste. Moving a cell allows you to move it from its original place to another place, which is to cut and paste in the same worksheet or another worksheet. Let's see the steps to copy or move cells. Firstly, select the cells that you want to move or copy. Then, on the Home tab, in the Clipboard group, click Cut or Copy and click the cell where you want to paste the cut or copied cells and then click Paste option in the Home tab. Next, let's learn about deleting cell content. In Excel, you can delete the content of a cell as well as the cell. Here is how to delete the cell content. First, click and select the cell whose content needs to be deleted. Then, click the delete button from the keyboard. Isn't it simple? Here are the steps to delete a cell. Firstly, select the cell that you want to delete and right-click. Next, click the delete option from the drop-down menu. Then, select the shift cells up from the delete dialog box and click the OK button. The cell gets deleted and the content of the next cell gets shifted up. Next, let's learn to insert rows and columns. In Excel, you may need to add rows or columns in a worksheet. You can insert more than one row or column at a time. Do you want to see how? Then, let's see the steps to insert a row. Start by selecting the cell above which you want to add a new row. Then right-click and select the Insert option from the drop-down menu that appears. Now, select the entire row option from the Insert dialog box and click OK. A row will be inserted. Here is how to insert a column now. Select the cell before which you want to add a column. Right-click and select the Insert option from the drop-down menu that appears. Lastly, select the entire column from the Insert dialog box and click the OK button. A column will be inserted to the left of the selected cells. Now, on to deleting rows and columns. In Excel, you can remove rows or columns in a worksheet. You can delete more than one row or column at a time. Here are its steps. Select the cell in the row that you want to remove and then right-click. Then click the delete option from the drop-down menu that appears. Now the delete dialog box appears. Select the entire row, entire column from the delete dialog box. The row or column will be deleted. Next in our chapter, let's learn about using undo and redo. Starting with undo. Sometimes you may perform an action by mistake that can edit the cell content in your worksheet. In such a case, you can get back to your original cell contents by using the undo option. Undo is a feature used to reverse the action just performed before. For example, you can undo a previous paced action by selecting the undo button from the quick access bar. Similarly, the redo feature is used to reverse the action of undo. For example, you have deleted a value from the worksheet and performed undo. Then you decided to delete it. In such a case, you can use redo to reverse the action of undo. Now, let's dive deeper with formatting cell content. Formatting in Excel refers to changing the appearance of a cell content such as its color, size, etc. Excel provides various tools for formatting the cell contents. First one is changing the font and font size. The steps include: select the cell whose content you want to format. Then on the Home tab, do the following. First, select the required font from the font box. Then select the required font size from the font size box. And now the cell content will change to the selected font and size. The second tool is bold, italic and underline. Excel provides bold, italic and underline options to highlight some cell content to make it look attractive. The bold option is used to mark the cell content thicker. The italic option makes the cell content slanting to the right. And the underlined option is used to place a line under the cell content. These are the steps to use them. First, select a cell or the cell range. Next, select the bold, italic and underline options as desired from the font group in the Home tab. Another tool includes changing the font color. You can change the color and size of the cell content to highlight it. This is how you do it. Begin by selecting a cell or the range of cells. Then click the drop-down arrow next to the font color button and select the desired color. The cell content will now change to the selected font color. Next, we will be learning to change the text alignment. Observe the following Excel sheet. Is there any difference in the alignment of text and numbers? By default, Excel aligns the text to the left and numbers to the right within a cell. However, you can change this alignment. You can align the cell content horizontally or vertically. Let's begin with horizontal alignment. This is used to change the alignment of the text to the left, right or center of the cell. Following are the options to align the text horizontally. The Align Left option is used to align the content to the left of the cell. The Center option is used to align the content to the center. And Align Right is used to align the content to the right of the cell. These are the steps to change the horizontal alignment. First, select a cell or the range of cells to be aligned. Then, in the Home tab, select Center, Left or Right alignment to align the content accordingly in the cell. You can also align the cell content to the top, middle or bottom of a cell. Here is how vertical alignment works. Top align is used to align the content to the top. Middle align is used to align the content in the middle of the cell. And bottom align is used to align the content at the bottom. The steps include: select a cell or the cell range to be aligned. Next, in the Home tab, select Middle, Top or Bottom Align to align the content respectively. Now, we will learn about wrapping cell content. When you type text in a cell, it may exceed the width of the cell. In such a case, you can apply the wrap text feature to display the content in the same cell. Here are the steps to wrap text in a cell. Select the cell or the range of cells. Now, select the wrap text option from the Home tab. The text will be displayed in multiple lines as shown here. Lastly, students, let's learn about using formulas to perform calculations in Excel. But what is a formula? A formula is an expression used to perform a calculation. In Excel, every formula begins with an equal to sign. For example, in the worksheet given below, cell E2 shows the total chessboard with Saisha, Naina and Jashan. It is calculated by using the formula is equal to B2 plus C2 plus D2. The plus sign is used for adding. Here B2, C2 and D2 are the cell names whose values are to be added. So the formula says add the values of the cells B2, C2 and D2 and show the answer in E2. Let's look into detail at performing addition and subtraction using formula. Here are the steps to add values using a formula. First, click the cell in which you want to enter the formula. Then, type the equal sign. Next, click B2 cell and then type the plus sign. Finally, click C2 cell and then type the plus sign and click D2, then press enter. The result will be displayed. And here are the steps to subtract one value from another. Start by clicking the cell in which you want to enter the formula. Now type the equal sign. Then click B2 cell and then type the minus sign. Next, click C2 cell and press enter to give the answer. And look, we have the answer right here. Here we go, students. We have learnt more of what Excel has to offer to utilize for ourselves. Let's meet soon in the next class for more such chapters. Till then, see you.